So, Freunde der spannenden Krimis, da sind wir auch schon wieder. Und ich hoffe, wir haben nichts übersehen und können jetzt den Tod von der jungen Miss Adams aufklären. Ich bin mir echt nicht sicher, wer es gewesen ist. Ne? Also der von Wöllner, der ist da echt verdächtig und der Perrault, der Rest, finde ich persönlich, hat sich da gut rausreden können. Mal gucken, was wir für Antwortmöglichkeiten jetzt haben.
I've come to speak about the findings of the investigation, my lord.
I'm listening, Louis.
Los, wir gehen nochmal die bereits bekannten Fakten.
Will you remind me of the facts we already know about?
Elizabeth Adams was killed last night, but Piaggi was with Holm and I until late at night. As for Bonaparte and Washington, they left us after midnight, both tired.
I believe I've identified the murderer.
Really, Louis? All right then. Please think carefully before you give me your answer. This is a very, very serious accusation.
Ich glaube, es war wirklich einer der männlichen Gäste. Und zwar war es von Wöllner.
It's Volner.
What proof do you have against him?
Elizabeth and Volner had an affair right here, which came to an end. I haven't been able to determine who put an end to it, though.
What my guests do in their beds is no concern of mine. But I shall take note, as jealousy can indeed often lead to folly. Anything else?
He did try to squeeze information out of me about Adams.
Just as any worthy guest would do. Have you anything else?
I found out that he was in love with Elizabeth. As the feeling wasn't mutual, he could have attacked her out of spite.
Without any proof of what Adams really thought, it's a weak motive. Anything else?
Der Leck ist der Hammer.
No, I think that's enough to accuse him.
It's a bit light, but I shall speak to Gregory about it and compare your findings with other information. Given the distinguished guests and the political issues involved at the conference, I trust you will leave me to conclude the case in my own way. Right. It's time we spoke about your mother, Louis.
Haben wir jetzt, kriegen wir jetzt nicht keine Info, ob wir den richtigen verdächtigt haben oder nicht? Versteckt sich, sie ist nicht verschwunden.
She seems to be making every effort to steer clear of your guests.
What do you mean?
For the past few weeks, my mother's been playing cat and mouse, if you will. I don't know why, but it wouldn't surprise me to learn that she's trying to avoid someone. The question is, who?
And in your opinion, would she be the cat or the mouse?
Ich glaube, sie ist die Maus.
I'd like to answer the cat, but unfortunately I'm increasingly worried that she's in fact the mouse.
That doesn't make me feel any better, Louis.
What was the official reason why my mother came to your island?
I knew about your mother's activities and yours in the Golden Order. I thought we had everything to gain by working together.
You mean the canon deal with Monsieur Bonaparte?
Among others, yes. How did you hear about that?
Monsieur Bonaparte came to speak to me about it yesterday, during lunch.
I see. So impetuous. He was supposed to let me speak to you about it first. Our friend Napoleon desperately needed financial backing to properly equip his army. I took it upon myself to back him, because I have a firm conviction that he can go far.
We shall see. However, there's one thing that surprises me. Did my mother intend to finance a war? I'm not sure that I follow.
No, your mother's aim was not so much to partake in a war, but rather to make Monsieur Bonaparte accountable. France is in turmoil, and having the support of a military man can often come in handy, Louis. You'll see. Once this deal was closed, I had big plans for Sarah.
Such as what?
You see, I've invited several influential figures on my island to present them with a project at the conference. It will be presented later today. I thought that the Golden Order had a role to play. And I still think so. I was hoping Sarah would be able to join us.
I see.
Indeed, if by chance your mother decided not to return to us before the conference, would you do me the great honor of attending? If only to follow the deliberations while waiting for her to duly take her seat.
Why not? We shall see.
Ah, thank you so much. In this way, you'll be able to keep your mother informed of what is said. There's something else I'd like to briefly go over. Earlier, you asked me the official reason for your mother's presence here. Is there an off-the-record reason why your mother came here?
Nimm mal das.
She was looking for someone.
What do you mean?
In Paris, we were working on a smuggling case to do with occult objects. We had just arrested a dealer who intended to go to you to meet a buyer. My mother was here to find out to whom he intended to sell his stolen treasure.
Oh. What was the name of your dealer?
Wir nehmen den.
The dealer was called von Burchard. As for the buyer, he was unknown to us.
No, I don't know anything about that. There's something I still don't get. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
Maybe she found something out.
What do you mean?
My mother has a gift for investigating. If she had picked up a lead, nothing would have stopped her.
The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. At the beginning of her stay here, we enjoyed spending time together, solving the world's problems.
Worüber haben Sie sich denn genau unterhalten? Also, das würde mich jetzt schon interessieren. Bitte, erzählen Sie doch.
You seem to know my mother very well, my lord. What did you talk about together?
Oh, as soon as we had a little free time, we liked to share points of view about practically any subject. We would find ourselves embarked on interminable discussions that could go from Monsieur Blanchard's flight in a hot air balloon to the Treaty of Jersey, or the adoption of the metric system in France last year, or even Mr. Eli Whitney's invention in the United States.
The armistice between the Russians and the Turks. Russia's come out of it having officially won Crimea, which gives it direct access to the Black Sea.
And, at the same time, the Mediterranean Sea. I'm worried about the decisions Tsarina Catherine might decide to take. She's a woman who managed to get rid of her husband to accede to the upper reaches of power. Gaining access to the Mediterranean Sea remains her main objective. When she still had that dear Potemkin as her lover, I could always find out about her intentions, but those days are over.
Ich kann den Namen nicht aussprechen. Also Grigori, ja, aber Potjomkin, keine Ahnung.
You're speaking of Grigory Alexandrovich Potemkin?
The very man. The little devil behind the mother of all Russians. Since his death, I know absolutely nothing of what the Tsarina is up to.
Oh, really?
Ah, yes. I didn't mean to shock you. Please forgive me. Let's just say that, in my position, it is often advantageous to know about the habits and customs of world leaders.
I'm surprised she didn't get you started on the Crusades. It was her favorite subject.
Are you joking? Sarah and I spent entire days together reliving them. It so happens that the Crusades are also my subject of predilection, especially the third. My ancestor distinguished himself brilliantly during the siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
Schade, dass wir das nicht nehmen können.
Unfortunately, my lord, the Crusades are not my chosen field.
Well, it doesn't matter. You have plenty of time to learn. Your mother is a very well-read woman. You're quite lucky to have her as a model, Louis.
Yes, I know, but I'm still very worried.
I must admit, there are worse things to worry about now, Louis.
What do you mean?
Since she disappeared, your mother has been seen once. Her behavior on the evening of your arrival greatly surprised Gregory and myself. She resurfaced to attack Emma, Emily Hillsborough's twin sister. And she shot her with a pistol. Then, before Gregory could intervene, she ran off and disappeared again.
I beg your pardon? Hang on.
That means my vision on the wharf, it was actually happening inside the manor. Mother shot Emily's sister? The very person she came looking for? Why would she do that?
Excuse me, but between that and the childhood of Lady Adams, it's all a bit much for me to cope with. I need to piece it all together again to see things more clearly. You said that you spent a lot of time talking together at the beginning. What happened for that to change?
I'm afraid I haven't much to tell you. The more the days went by, the more she withdrew into herself. She never gave me an explanation, until the day came when she purely and simply disappeared.
Where did she go when she wanted to be alone?
She would shut herself away in a room we use as a box room upstairs.
Would you allow me to go there?
Naturally, Louis, of course. I'll send you a servant to open it.
Thank you.
That's all I can tell you about the disappearance of your mother, Louis. I would like to have been more helpful.
I shall stay on her trail and follow up any leads.
Thank you. We will meet later on to welcome our last guest. In the meantime, I shall get someone to open the box room upstairs for you.
Thank you.
Nada, das kann ja noch spannend werden.
The room was just opposite Mortimer's study.
Ist das der Abstellraum? Tatsächlich. Glück gehabt. Die war Mutter allein. Also wenn das ein Abstellraum ist, ne, dann alle Achtung.
Great. Honey, there are burnt papers in the chimney. There's a legible fragment left. Hey, I recognize my mother's handwriting. She says we must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is on to us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. So Mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be? Who could she be suspicious of? I must find the next part. Faith, sword. I recognize her love of riddles there.
Ja, super, ne? Oh, ich bin eigentlich nicht so der Detektiv. Aber mal gucken, was wir so herausfinden können. Wir heben wir das mal
Dante's
auf.
paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays.
Ja, das läuft doch super schon wieder. Oh, was haben wir da? Da glitzert's. Eins. Oh, können wir nicht aufnehmen? Ist schon voll.
St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio. Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior.
Ja, wie gut, dass wir... Och Mann, irgendwie bereut es am Anfang, den Diplomaten genommen zu haben. Hä? War denn da gerade ein Alpha? Das ist das Buch gewesen? Nun gut. Gucken wir mal in den nächsten Raum.
The door appears to be locked on the other side. I think I heard something fall to the ground. A metallic sound, like a key falling to the floor.
Nun gut, wie kriegen wir jetzt den doofen Schlüssel da unten?
There are burnt papers in the chimney.
Okay, das haben wir schon.
There's a legible fragment left. Hey, I recognize
hatten
my
wir
mother's
schon.
handwriting. She says, we must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is onto us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. So Mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be? Who could she be suspicious of?
Ja, ist gut.
I must find the next part. Faith, sword. I recognize her love of riddles there.
Ich hatte jetzt gehofft, dass hier irgendwas an dem Kamin ist, sowas wie ein Schürhaken, was ich jetzt verwenden kann, um unter der Tür was hervorzukratzen. Was ist denn da schon wieder? Eine Sammlermünze. Ach. So, das Bild hatten wir schon. Ja, ja. Weit waren wir schon? Geht ein Punkt in Logik. Ach, schade. Hätte ich zu gern jetzt gemacht. Hier scheinen wir aber erstmal nichts weiter zu finden. Oder? Doch, da.
What is this disc? Oh, that reminds me of the ones my mother collects. It's magnetic.
Total witzig, dass hier eine Alpha-Wand ist. Haben wir zurückgeguckt? Jetzt auf einmal nicht mehr. Seltsam ist. Okay. Mit dieser magnetischen Scheibe.
We'll see if it works.
Sehr gut.
It's open.
Ach. Blitzmerker. Hey. Die Feder ist ein Schwert, wa?
A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
Nein, so.
A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
Sieht überhaupt nicht aus. Rechten Schlüssel verwenden, linken Schlüssel verwenden. Hallo? Sieht überhaupt nicht aus wie ein Pentagramm. Überhaupt nicht. Hallo, Bilder.
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Rini. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel.
Oh,
The New Testament.
Na, fangen wir mal an. Mein Gott.
And the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, and times, and a half a time, from the face of the serpent.
Hey, a new note. It's been folded carefully in the corner of this page. The writing, it's not my mother's. S. I found the book in your effects. I've concealed it where no one can get their hands on it. I can assure you, awaiting your instructions, I will hear your reply like he who hears the angel.
Here's the angel. What does that mean? Oh, it's probably the place where she was expecting to get the location of the next note.
Hm. Müssen wir uns anscheinend jetzt
And a
alles so
voice
anhören.
came out of the throne, saying, Praise our God, all ye his servants, and ye that fear him, both small and great.
Also wir wissen jetzt, wie der den Engel hört, das war hier drüben, Aufschreiben des Wort Gottes. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Hatten wir gerade. Habe aber keine Ahnung von der Bibel.
Saying with a loud voice, Worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive power, and riches, and wisdom, and strength, and honor, and glory, and blessing.
Furchtbar. Gut. Machen fleißig weiter.
And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
Oh, nehmen wir Petrus.
For ye
Alter.
were as sheep going astray, but are now returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your souls.
Ja, ich kann mir das Ganze abkürzen.
I guess I'll
nicht
just come
weiter-
back later.
Ja, sollten wir. Ja?
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel.
Aha, Matthäus. Gucken wir nochmal. Paulus, die Apostelgeschichten, Matthäus.
And said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh.
Hier nochmal Apostelgeschichten, Matthäus.
But
ja.
Jesus turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, Daughter, be of good comfort, thy faith hath made thee whole. And the woman was made whole from that hour.
Nochmal. Apostelgeschichten, Matthäus. Nur
Take
das.
heed that ye practice your justice before men, to be seen differently by them. Otherwise, ye shall have no reward of your Father which is in heaven.
Matthäus.
And great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore.
Ach, verflucht.
It's St. John, painted by Guido Reni.
Gut, ich weiß nichts über diesen Apostel. Da nochmal rein.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni.
Looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust. Painting of St. Mark from the collection of the apostles by Guido Reni.
Jetzt haben wir leider auch voll. Oh.
A fragment of amber.
Hui. Mach mal Bernstein. Sino.
St. Paul, painted by Guido Reni. Of the 4 apostles shown in this piece, Paul is the only one who isn't an evangelist. He is the 13th apostle.
Aha. Paulus. Das ist aber der. Ich habe
For
keine
I
Lust, das
through the
alles.
law am dead to the law, that I might live unto God.
Nein.
I guess I'll just come back later.
So, Freunde. Wir werden erstmal die Folge hier beenden und ich werde... Wir gucken mal. Sie schreibt, wir müssen eine schwere Kommunikationsmethode finden. Pastoralbrief und die Offenbarung des Johannes. Ne? Kapitel 12, Vers 14. Ich habe das Buch unter ihren Sachen gefunden, habe es an einem Ort versteckt, an dem es niemand finden kann. Das ist sicher. Ich warte auf ihre Anweisung, ich werde ihre Antwort hören, sowie der den Engel hört. Das ist ja eine Anspielung auf den Typen da. Okay, aber 13er Apostel. Ganz ehrlich, ich kann doch jetzt hier nicht einfach alles so durchklicken. Und da ich ja so viel Ahnung von der Bibel habe, kann ich auch jetzt nicht sagen, oh, da und da steht das und das drin. Buchte Schein. Das habe ich jetzt nicht gesagt. Folgen den Hinweisen, die deine Mutter in der Bibel versteckt hat. Ah. Ja, das werden wir tun, aber eventuell offscreen. Ja, ich denke mal, ich werde die Bibel 1 für 1 durchblättern und euch dann hier die Notizenhinweise zeigen. Ja. Ich denke mal, das ist am einfachsten. Und wir werden jetzt auch hier die Folge an der Stelle beenden. Wenn es euch gefallen hat, das Spiel finde ich echt super mit diesen Rätseln und ein bisschen knifflig, schwer. Ist doch schon ein bisschen schwer. Für mich. Ja, wenn euch das gefällt, dann lasst einen Daumen nach oben da. Falls ihr noch keine Abonnenten seid, würde ich mich auch freuen, wenn ihr ein Abo da lasst. Und dann sehen wir uns auch schon wieder in der nächsten Folge. Macht's gut. Ciao.